Hello there, my dear, and I am so excited to be here with you for our second message, and second channeled message in the December Care series. I will repeat some of the things I said in the first message if perhaps you didn't catch that one, but you clicked on this one and you wanted to listen to the message rather than read it. As I always say, I am channeling from the Akasha. And so what that means is that I'm connected to the field of energy and I've opened the records for those that are in my community. And so I'm channeling messages from guides and the divine in order to support those that are connected with truly yours. And so please know that if something resonates with you and it feels right and true for you, then take it and allow it to help you move through this month as best you can. If something doesn't, it's okay. You can let it go. It might not be for you. And sometimes the messages come through with like colors and objects and animals, and I don't know. You never know. And I'm telling you, for some of you, it might be like, oh yeah, like I get it. It's like for me, it might be something that has come up for you often, and now you're like, oh, they're sending me this, right? And for some of you, it might just be the symbol of whatever might be behind that. So trust your own intuition with whatever comes forward and know that the December Care series, the purpose is just for me to have a moment to gift a message of care to my community during a really, I believe, is a hectic time, whether you celebrate anything in December or not. Sometimes the pace of the world that we live in moves really fast, and this is the end of the year. And so, whether there are holidays associated with it or not for you, I think there are other pressures that are aligned with that. And based on your field of um, what you study or your field of where you work and what you do, this time of year may have other things associated with it too. So, may this be of some support to you. And I think that's all I have to share before I get started. So let's see what comes through. Mm. They're saying the title of the message is "In is Through." Mm. Oh. And what they showed me was this vision of like a train, and like there's a dark tunnel, and they're saying the only way through is to go into the tunnel. Um, and they're saying that, yeah, it may be scary AF, but because the tunnel's dark, but they're saying it's required. You can't get to the other side. Like you need the tunnel. You need the journey in the tunnel to move to the other side in order to receive what's at the other end. And they're not showing me what's at the other end because they're like they don't want you worried about that right now. They're saying like the purpose of going through the tunnel for now is just to be present in the tunnel, not to be in the tunnel with the idea of like, oh, this is what it's going to turn out to be. Well, this is going to be the great awakening. This is going to be the great lesson. This is going to be the sunshine on the other end. Because they say once you add that, then you like take away from the level of presence that it requires to be in the tunnel and move through it the best that you can. And they're saying for each of you, that tunnel is different. This tunnel and this darkness and this void, for some people, is like work, like this great unknown. It might be, they're saying, like, for others, it'll be like a relationship. And the questioning of, they showed me an image of two people whose hands are slowly coming apart because they were holding hands, but they haven't let go yet. And they're like, the tunnel is gonna be something to support you with your relationship. Um, and then they're like, and then some people go through the tunnel by themselves. And then the tunnel's just for you. And of course that there's other things that you're attached to because you're human and you're in connection with the earth and with people in your life. And of course, but that sometimes the tunnel is just like your journey with self. And they're saying like we would say ego, but we don't even want to say ego. We just want to say you. Um, and they're saying the only oh yeah, they're saying the only way through is in, and that oh, they're saying it moves fast. It moves really, really, really fast. That's why they gave me the metaphor of the train. Oh, okay. And so they show me this vision of the train, and there are people on the train. And they're showing people on the train trying to hold on for dear life and like swinging. And then you have people who are sitting on the train. And they're like, oh, then there are people moving through the train. And so they're saying, like, you may be at any one of those particular movements in this coming week or this coming month. And they're like, it's okay. Like, you don't have to choose to just sit for the whole ride. You don't have to choose to stand and hold on for dear life and hope to God you don't fall over when the train moves a certain way. And you don't have to always be in movement on the train. That the journey in the tunnel is going to have you in these different facets. And that the purpose is for you to just be present every time you see yourself trying to hold on and grip on. They're like, they keep showing me that image of someone holding on to like the railing on the train and like as though it's a subway train. And they're showing me this image and they're like, it's kind of silly because there's a seat. Like this is like a beautiful train. Um, and you look kind of silly on it, just trying to hold on for dear life, trying to control something that is not in your control. And so they're saying, can you like open your eyes? Because you're just like literally bracing. They're like, if you open your eyes and you looked around the train and decided where else you could go, if there was another position that you could place yourself in order to move through the train ride in a way that was best suited for you, what would be the other option? And they're saying this is all very metaphorical. So the question is, what in relation to your life does this journey in the unknown of this dark tunnel reveal to you? Because the tunnel is dark, but you're in a train and you're in like a train car. And so it's not dark in there. It's dark in the tunnel. And so you get to decide like what's the light that you choose to have there, where and how do you situate yourself as you move through this like dark void of like the unknown that you just don't know. And they're really, really asking us to wonder like what are the ways that you can be with the unknown that allow you to just sit and be with it? Or they're saying like you may enjoy the walking through the train cars. You might call it an adventure. You might find different things there. And there might be other moments where you need to sit. And then they show me a train car that has like beds in it. They're like, sometimes you need to rest. But the beauty is that even as you do all those things and you do it in a way that's like meaningful and feels good to you and is nourishing, you are still on a moving train. And they're saying, like, that's what December is. December is the moving train. And so the question is, how will you choose to show up, engage, be present? They're saying, like, appreciate the journey on the train. And they're saying, I asked them if there's anything else. They're saying the train ride will feel deceptive at certain moments because you will think that you're not on a train because you will be so lulled by the pace of it that you'll be like, I'm not moving. I have not moved at all. The car has not moved. The train has not moved, but your body has adjusted to this pace so much so that it moves at that pace. And that's what you need to be aware of as you're walking and moving through this next week is like where are the moments in which you have just like gotten adjusted to something that feels quote unquote like being still, but you're not actually still at all. You've just adjusted yourself to a pace that's like actually not yours. Yeah. Yeah, because they're saying that pace is like the outside world's. You just made it to mimic your pace, like as though it's your pace. But they're saying if you just take a moment and you begin to listen, um, and they're saying like listen and sense, you'll feel the rhythm under you. Like you'll feel it and sense it. Um, sort of like the big hum that you feel when you're either on a real train or when you're like on an airplane, right? Like there's just something there that's like humming. Um, and you can like feel it. They're showing me like with my feet. Sometimes when I get on a plane and my feet, like I can just feel the amount of um energy it's taking for the plane to do whatever it's going to do. I just like set like it's in my I can sense it at the bottom of my body. And so they're saying like how can you slow down enough to like sense the rhythm that's been artificially created so that you can figure out what's the actual rhythm you want to create. And they're also saying sometimes you have no control over the rhythm. The only thing that you can do is show up and be in awareness of that rhythm and then make a choice as to whether or not you're gonna keep moving with it or not. But sometimes like you things are time just moves, right? And so they don't want us to hold on to these notions of like if we just get present enough, everything stops. And they're like, no, because it's still moving. But what matters is did you slow down enough to like hear yourself, feel the outside world, um, touch something so that you can get a sense of what is the rhythm outside of me so I can get clear on the rhythm inside of me. Yeah, so they're also wanting to communicate that sometimes the tunnel is scary. Like it is gonna feel scary. But they're saying like your mind, they show me this big vision of like a big old brain, and they're like, your brain has made the unknown and the darkness of the tunnel to mean to like this huge thing. And it's like your imagination has gotten away from you. And it's not in a good way. They're saying like the imagination is something wonderful to tap into, except for when it's only being used for the benefit of feeding on the fear. And they're saying, like, whatever aspect of your life that this reading is coming up for you, whether it's relationship, family, business, like whatever you feel as that tunnel is like calling you into some sort of initiation for the last month of the year, they're saying your brain has already made it out to be like this big old thing. And they're like, how about we make it like right sized so that it like fits in your head? And so they want you to consider how much of this are you feeding? Like, how much of the fear are you feeding versus acknowledging, yes, it may be hard, but perhaps I have added like double to something that was nearly just half as difficult as I'm making it out to be. And they're wondering, like, who, what, and where. They're like, those W's, like, who are the people, where are the places, and what are the things that you can do that can help you get your brain like back to some right-sized place so that it's not just running on the fear of the unknown of what's going to come in the tunnel. Because they're like, you're already in the tunnel, and you sort of know that from this message. If you listen to this message, then you know that like this is just coming to confirm that you're in the tunnel. And the guidance now is like support with navigating the tunnel. And so if you were just to accept that you're in the tunnel and you're already amidst the great unknown, then what can you do? Where could you go? Who could you talk to help bring things back into perspective? They say we are complete. And again, they've given me the image. The only way through is in. They're saying you have to allow yourself to be initiated. And whatever that means, it doesn't mean anything grandiose besides allow yourself to be with this particular relationship. Yeah, they're still showing me like relationship to work, relationship to self, relationship to others. Like, which one is it? And they are saying you may be confused because you might think it's all of them. So that's also the journey in the tunnel to like get right size perspective to be like, is it all of them? Or did you just jump on them all together? Because like this one thing feels this way, like everything feels it. When in actuality, it might just be that one thing, right? But because it's so it feels so big, it feels like it's like touching everything else. And they're like, that's also part of your journey in the tunnel is to get real clear with yourself, like what's really off. And what am I like sort of projecting onto all the other aspects of my life that mayhaps are not the things that I'm being asked to be initiated into as I move into the tunnel. And they're saying, of course, your journey in the tunnel is going to affect all the facets of your life. But sometimes when we enter the unknown or this different moment in our life, we're wondering, oh my God, everything's going to change. Like, but what if you just, like, what if you just dealt with whatever is in question right now, whatever is you're in resistance to right now, whatever it is you're having difficulty accepting right now? What if you just felt that for a moment without thinking about everything that happens after? They're like, what happens after the tunnel doesn't matter. What matters right now is like how present you stay while you're in the tunnel and how well you tend to yourself on that journey so that you're not, they're showing me like, so you're not just bracing the whole time. Yeah, they're still saying remove the outcome. Alrighty. So I hope this message was supportive to you. Please let me know in the comments what resonated for you, what came up for you. And let's keep talking about whatever unfolds in regards to whatever tunnel you're being initiated into. Like allow yourself to be scared, be worried, to cry about it, to grieve. Like it all gets to be there. And they're saying it can be there as you move into the tunnel. Because sometimes we imagine, they're saying like sometimes we imagine like if we figure it out before we go into the unknown, it'll be less scary. And they're saying it's always gonna be scary in there. But the beauty is that you're not like they're showing me like the beauty is of what you decide and how you're gonna decide to support yourself in the darkness of a tunnel. Like you get to have choices in that dark. You get to decide, you're on a train. They're saying like that's why they gave me the metaphor of a train because sometimes we look into the darkness and we're like, oh my God, all by ourselves, like nothing is here. And it's like, but you have agency. You have the ability to design what your experience is as you move through that tunnel. And maybe not the experience, but you get the ability to design the way that you manage whatever transpires in the tunnel. And you get to have tools. You get to have people. All of it gets to be there, even as you navigate something really difficult. At a time, they're saying that is like feels most inopportune. Because that's what they're showing me too, is like it's almost feels like a dissonance. Like this time of year is already hard. And so they're asking you to do something during a time that's already hard. And they know, they're telling you they know it feels heavy. But they're reminding you it doesn't have to be nearly as heavy as you have concocted it to be with just the brain. Like if you just allowed yourself to quiet for just a minute. It doesn't even have to be like 30 minutes to an hour. They're saying like in those small moments is how you get through the tunnel. Hmm. They're inviting me for just a moment to help you quiet whatever may be coming up as a result of the message. So, and they're saying just to help clear the mind, and drop into the heart to hear it. And so I'm gonna walk you through this exercise. You're welcome to join me. Clearly, if you're listening to this in the car or in movement, then please be safe. But if it feels good for you and you're comfortable, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And they're saying this only is going to take about 5 minutes. It's not going to be some journey. It's just going to be a moment of clearing. They're going to support me in helping you begin to, because they're saying the mind is busy and it's going and it knows the tunnel is going to be scary. And then it's receiving this message and like all the thoughts. And they're showing me like this level of like warmth and busyness that's happening. And so they're saying this is just a gift from the divine to you to just take a moment to see how we can begin to quiet the mind. So if it feels good for you, you're welcome to close your eyes. If it doesn't, you can take a soft gaze out in front of you or just take a moment and look at something at a, you know, at something that brings you great love or care, whatever feels good. So together, we're going to take a few deep breaths in. So take a nice deep breath in through your nose and then exhale. If it feels good, you're welcome to stretch or move any part of your body that's just calling attention to you. Nice deep breath in and exhale. So we're going to do another 8 of those. Just deep breaths in and out. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. And then exhale. And invite you now to imagine all that energy you might have put out in the world, or the energy that you exerted just listening to the message you received. And any other places and with other people that you might have left any of your energy this week or today or even this month. And with the next 3 nourishing breaths, I want you to imagine it returning back to you. So take a nice deep breath in. All that energy from wherever you might have left it, and then exhale. Just releasing any thoughts that might be rummaging about. Deep breath in, gathering that energy from where you might have left it. And then exhale. Every exhale, releasing another thought. Deep breath in. And then exhale. Just allow yourself to be here in stillness. If the thoughts are still there, don't fight them. Just let them be there. And then release them every time they arrive. Another one pops in. Just be grateful. And then release it with a breath. I invite you to release it with so much love. Sometimes we like to demonize our thoughts like they're bad. They're just thoughts. The brain is just doing what it does when it receives information. And you get to decide whether you hold on to it fiercely and you make it something, or you can just say it and be like, oh, I see that thought. I feel it. I feel the sensation and the emotion the thought is coming from. And I love it. And I give myself so much grace and so much love to know I'm just doing the best I can. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just imagining all those thoughts becoming letters that then dissolve and move out. If it feels good for you, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, your clear mind now opens a door for you. It's an invitation to go into your heart. And however you want to get there, from your head down to your heart space, is fully up to you. You may take an elevator, an escalator, a canoe with a water channel, a hiking path, whatever feels right and true for you. Now that that door is open, I invite you to enter it in full sovereignty and agency, knowing you get to decide and that you feel good and right and true to go into your heart. The door closes and you begin to make your way. And if the thoughts come back again, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, imagine you're blowing them away. Slowly as you move down your face, down your neck, and down your chest until you arrive in a soft place in your heart. And just notice what it feels like to be here. And this is a no judgment zone. Your heart space is yours, and it gets to be yours for now. And we're going to invite you to ask your heart, what does it most need as you enter this tunnel of initiation? What would be most supportive, most nourishing as you move into and through the dark unknown of your tunnel? The answer isn't complicated. Usually the heart responds in like a couple of words. Like when I asked my heart, all I got was a vision of me and several journals. They're like, right, 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 right. And then they show me this image of me taking a breath and feeling like I could breathe after writing. So for you, it might be something you see, it might be something you sense, it might be something you hear, it might be something that you just know. And if you can't hear your heart, take 3 deep breaths with me. Another deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in, exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. And we'll ask your heart again, what does it most desire to have? What would be nourishing? How could you best tend to it as you move through your own tunnel of initiation? They're sharing with me, if you don't hear it from your heart, then let it arrive. Those are the 3 words they said. They're saying, as you keep walking, because you took a moment to breathe, when we're complete with this video and this message, walk in the knowing that it will arrive for you. That the way you can tend to yourself, the way you're most needed right now to be replenished and nourished on your journey, it will arrive. Because sometimes in the practice it isn't there, but they're saying it will be here for you. You just have to believe it. It will be set. Your intention has been set just by doing the practice. So we'll express our gratitude to our hearts. So take a nice deep breath in As you exhale, just sending so much gratitude to that beautiful heart space of yours for whatever it brought forth today, even if it was just to help set your intention of, I do want to care and tend to myself in the tunnel of initiation, and I'm open to hearing from you from now on. As you take another deep breath in, a door opens, inviting you to return to your headspace. However, you might have arrived here, you may take the same path back up to your headspace. You may try a different one, whatever suits you, whatever feels right and true. When you feel ready, you can open that door. And as you close it behind you, you make your way from your heart space, up your chest, up your neck, up your face, and back to your headspace, where the door opens and you can open your eyes. I hope that was supportive to you. As you all may know, as a channel, I attempt to plan things, and then the divine laughs, as they say, one of the most famous quotes, right? So I did not plan to do that practice. So let me know if that was supportive, and also let me know in the comments or reply to my email and let me know what came up from your heart. What are the ways that it desired to be nourished as you went on your journey? Because I'd love to witness you and honor you and celebrate you as you respond to that and put that into action. Wishing you all the best this week, and I'll speak to you soon.